Hello everyone. So I went through some of Australia's results against India in the past 20 years or so, trying to find some commonalities about how we were able to win, why we lost, and how that relates to this team. So it is true that we have had a reasonable amount of success with spinners in India, but in saying that, it's really only been two spinners. Nathan Lyon, a little bit, and Steve O'Keefe, quite a lot. Other than that, our spinners have failed in India. Glenn Maxwell's done reasonably well, a little bit. He's not even on this squad. And we have had a lot of failures. We've had Nathan Horrocks has been spanked. Xavier Doherty was destroyed. And then we had the part-time spinners who played as proper spinners. Cameron White. Steve Smith even played as a full-time spinner. Was absolutely destroyed. And the bowlers that have done well in India may surprise some people. Glenn McGrath, Jason Gillespie, Michael Kasprowicz. Now, Mitchell Starc had a bit of success there too, as did Pat Cummins and Josh Hazlewood. Wow. Shane Warne had a little bit of success, but not really. Yeah, it's really just been mostly pace bowlers that have done well. Now, that's not to say that all pace bowlers have done really well all the time. We have had some pace bowlers that have failed a little bit. But yeah, it's been pace bowlers that have done well for Australia, except for really good spinners. So in Indian conditions, there are situations where you might play two spinners, but only if they're good. And we know that other teams have had success in India playing two spinners, even three, when they've been good spinners. Now, Nathan Lyon is good enough to be considered a world-class spinner. Is Ashton Agar? No. Is Mitchell Swepson? No. Well, Mitchell Swepson is a world-class spinner in ODIs and T20s. He might be in Tests. So we'll say a big question mark, maybe. Probably not, but maybe. We could give him a try if we had nobody else and we wanted to definitely play a spinner. We've got Todd Murphy in the side and he is completely untried. He's played just 7 first-class games. His record in ODIs, or OD domestic at least, is not that good. But in the 7 first-class games, he's done reasonably well. He might be good, he might not. It's a risk, but he might do well. I'd probably want to see him in some tour games, see if he does alright. He might do well. And that's it. Now, who's likely to do well in India? Well, Pat Cummins and Josh Hazlewood are in the side. They did well last time. They could do well again. In fact, Mitchell Starc is in the side too. Now, he's injured, but he did well last time. He could do well again. In fact, we lost 1-2 with 1 draw last time. They were very close matches. Of course, we won the toss 3 times out of 4. That helps. But yeah, we have the same 4 bowlers now that we had then. Except we have Scott Boland, who could be better than Mitchell Starc. It's a risky thing to decide which one we want to pick. It's hard to be sure, but well, Cameron Green could mean that we could have the extra bowling option. He's unfortunately injured. The batting, we've got Marnus Labuschagne now. He's bound to do really well. We've got 3 other batsmen that are decent, but don't have that good record in India and overseas. We have Matthew Renshaw and Peter Handscomb who had some success in India previously. We've got a possibility of doing fairly well. But Ashton Agar is not the answer. And that's the problem. I mean, look, if he ends up getting lots of wickets, I'll be completely wrong. But history says that bowlers that go to India when they don't have good first-class records, when they have a poor test record, get absolutely destroyed. Your second-rate spinners get decimated by Indian batsmen. And we have had that time and time again. We've seen that. And the only ones that have done well are the ones that, if you're a good spinner, you'll be a good spinner in India. If you're a poor spinner or not test quality, you will not suddenly become test quality in India. And that's what we know. And I mean, this is the thing. Steve O'Keefe and Nathan Lyon, both test quality, they were fine in India. Glenn Maxwell, you know, he can bowl fairly well. He can bowl fairly well in India. We know that Travis Head has had some success. He might do well in India. Now, Steve Smith and Marnus Labuschagne are a bit out of practice with spin bowling, and I would be worried about playing them. Certainly not as specialist spinners. But yeah, they have the potential to help a little bit, maybe. Steve Smith suddenly took a wicket the other day. Bowled just one over, just suddenly took a wicket. But South Africa aren't always quite as good at playing spin. I mean, certainly Pat Cummins and Josh Hazlewood are amazing bowlers, world class, two of the best bowlers in the whole world. They're going to do well in India, and they did well in India last time. 4 spin bowlers. Why are we taking 4? Is it because we don't know who our best 1 or 2 are? Surely we know that Nathan Lyon's our best. Surely the others aren't as good. If you want to take Todd Murphy, take Todd Murphy. There's no worry about having a spare. And you never know. Lyon might get injured. You might want to play 2. But why are the other 2 there? Oh, you want the leg spin of Mitchell Swepson, and you want a left armour in Ashton Agar, who also bats a bit. But that's silly. You're not going to go in with a leg spin, are you? Just because he's a leg spinner? Are you really going to play him? I mean, are you that unsure as to who's the best spinner? Surely you know that Ashton Agar isn't. Don't you know that? He's not the second best either. Surely we know that. So that's a bit of a worry, that we don't know, that the selectors aren't aware that Ashton Agar is not our best spinner. They're not aware of that. They also seem to have picked this side not realising that Cameron Green was injured. I mean, is Matthew Renshaw going to do as well as he did back in 2016? If he is, well good, we'll play him. We'll play him instead of Cameron Green, when Cameron Green is still recovering from his injury. Mitchell Stark's still recovering from his injury, so we should play Scott Bowler. If that's the case, and we're confident that Renshaw's going to do that well, go for it. It's not the stupidest idea, but it's a little bit risky. I would have preferred to have gone in with a Michael Neser, probably Michael Neser, as a 5th bowler in the side. It depends on which grounds we're playing on, and India does have a fair bit of difference with their ground. Some are pace bowling paradises a little bit, some are spin bowling paradise a little bit. But yeah, it's just, yeah. Ashton Agar is a big problem. Aaron Hardy would have been a great solution, but yeah, it's a strange squad that we've got. It doesn't. It's almost like they've completely ignored the fact that we're playing in India, completely ignored the quality of the players, completely ignored what's worked and what hasn't worked. But they can make a good 11 out of it. And maybe they're sort of going with those 18 to trick India, so that India will think, oh, we're going to win easily. And this is the thing, Australia's only won, one test in 9 years, because we lost 4-0 and 2-0 previously, and then we lost 2-1. So 1 test out of 9. Well, there were 3 draws out of them as well. So one win, 8 losses, 3 draws in the last 9 years. You know, maybe we can hope for a 1-2 with 1 draw. That'd be really good. I'd be very happy with that. Maybe we can have an 0-3 with 1 draw. But we have to fight for those draws, because most of the matches are over in 3-4 days. We're not making it to the 5th day where we can just block a bit. The draw that we had last time around, just 6 years ago, was a really hard-fought draw. We had to really fight for that. I mean, India have won the last 2 times in Australia, even. Granted 2-1. Bit of luck with some tosses and stuff, but yeah, they still had to win them. Anyway, that's it for me. Bye bye now.